Now I want you guys to think about that last image you saw in the slideshow. You have a bunch of people exiting the boat and they're all just carrying one suitcase. So I want you to take a few minutes and discuss what kind of items are people going to bring with them. So think outside the box, not just your normal everyday items, but other things that maybe hold value to people. So take a minute, press pause, and discuss. So let's look at this suitcase. So we have picked some items that are maybe a little outside of your ordinary. These aren't, we don't have clothes or anything like I'm sure many of you said, but we do have other items. So you're gonna have photographs. So you have family members, okay? So maybe siblings, your siblings, maybe they're not making the journey, okay? So you want those mementos, you want to be able to remember them. Because it's possible that you may not see them for a very long time. Maybe your grandmother, especially if she's older, she may not feel like she's in the best condition. Maybe she has some health issues, or she just feels she's too advanced in age to make that journey. So maybe she stays behind, okay? So you want these reminders of your family. Maybe extended family, aunts, uncles, cousins, okay? Same idea. You might not see them for a while. So you want to remember your family members. Something else, especially school-age children, it's quite possible that maybe your parents want you to remember and to continue your studies in your native language. So maybe you're from Germany and they want you to continue learning your German. So this is actually a German workbook. So maybe they had you do these studies at home, outside of the classroom, okay? Something else, depending on your religious beliefs, or if your family had religious beliefs, maybe you brought something like a Bible. So, and things that are interesting, this is actually a German Bible, by the way. Things that are interesting about Bibles is that a lot of times people would document their family history in the front of the book or in the back of the book. So they write down names, dates of birth, who got married to whom, all that stuff, okay? So it could also hold a lot of value to you for your own personal history, okay? And let's say that you brought things that hold sentimental value. So maybe you had a favorite song, or these are actually records, a favorite record. Or maybe you were like somebody we're going to learn about shortly, and you were really into music. So you brought some records or some sort of form of music with you that reminded you of home. And lastly, today, if you're traveling outside of the country, you're going to need a passport. Now, the passports back then weren't nearly the same, or they were different than they are today. But this is actually the passport of our former archivist, and she's actually British. So this is her canceled passport for several years ago. So this is something you're going to need today to travel. You can see all her different stamps. She traveled a lot back and forth. Well, she still does, actually. So those are just some of the items that people probably brought with them. So let's go ahead and move on to the activity. So we'll see you shortly.